Good morning and welcome to the morning show with Angel and Tina and our fabulous guests in our virtual studio today. Tina, how are you doing?
Good morning. Good morning. I love your new background.
So yesterday I was volunteering.
Are you somewhere on location?
Well, I was going to be yesterday, and how pretty is this? I was volunteering at a charity golf course. This is the Arrowhead Golf Course here in Colorado. I took this picture yesterday morning, about 25 hours ago, 26
When
hours
I
ago.
didn't believe you so I asked her, she was supposed to be on location, and she said, "Oh my God, it's so pretty." I said, "What, the morning?" Because I don't know what your post was about. Like, "Oh, the morning time is so pretty," and I said,
Like morning is
up early.
No. So this golf course is, I mean, these are natural rock formations, these red rock formations that are coming out. And of course,
Beautiful.
Denver is, we've got these huge wildfires going on right now. So that it's kind of hazy. The sun is being blocked and there's like all this ash. It looks like it's cloudy, but it's really.
But this is a perfect photo. Like the
So
sun, light, everything is a beautiful picture. And you took it with your iPhone.
I did, right? And not even like a fancy phone, like just a little old phone, right? And I mean, and then do you see this little green fairway here? Deer were crossing it like all throughout the day, all afternoon. There's just, it's so beautiful. So I took the picture, and because I still had my green screen up from Assets or Sexy event last Friday, and I was showing this picture to Tina, she's like, you should have it as your background. So yeah, so we're at the Arrowhead Golf Course, according to my backdrop today.
And today is the Connect 7 Summit. I cannot believe we have done 7 summits.
We are getting ready. This is incredible. 7 virtual summits. We have an incredible lineup of speakers. Jeffrey Levine is our sponsor again. He came back as a repeat to sponsor the event, and we are so excited. But there's
an amazing sponsor he is too, though, right? Like he's like, whatever you girls need, I'm there. I want to be a part of everything that you guys are doing.
Well, that is not the only exciting news we have today in our studio. Courtney Epps is here with us, and she's got something she is celebrating today. Courtney, you're muted. Do you want to talk a little bit, or just say hi, and then we'll lead up. Tell them where you're coming from.
Announce your big, huge announcement.
I'm so excited. Yes. Hello. How is everyone?
She's like, hello. That's all I can say. Hello.
What's up? So excited. Been doing Tony Robbins Business Mastery for the last 6 days with my staff. So we are on fire. Like it just, putting the systems in place and going from where we were, obviously is not going to get us to where we want to be now, so it's been such an amazing event. And I had my kids with me. 3 of my kids actually attended the entire event, and 6 of my staff members. So they're kind of on pace with me. So, it's been.
You actually went to this event, or is it virtual?
It was virtual, and it was the best event because it was literally in my office, and I saw the meltdowns and I saw the breakthroughs and the transformations, and we fired a couple, 2 quit, 2 came back. Like it was crazy. It was crazy. It was like a real.
Wait, 2 people quit and then they came back?
2 quit, 2 more came back from like they realized that their passion, like what we're doing here is so much bigger than just doing taxes. And so when you leave and it's like, oh, well, I may get paid more money somewhere else, but what happened to my purpose? And so 2 came back, and then we let go of 2 because they were not a right fit. So, I really feel such a great sense of certainty that
I love that you took that into consideration. This is, you don't have the right passion for what I'm doing for my company. And if you're not aligned with my vision and my mission and this statement for this office, you need to.
Yeah, it's just like surrounding yourself at the top. You are the top 5 people you hang around with. So, if I'm hanging around someone in my office who's negative, or they're hanging around with my staff, then what's that doing for my culture? And so
we're all down.
Yeah, we're really creating this culture of people that want to go the next level. So I got to feed 50,000 children a day in the next 12 months. Like that's my goal. So how do I get to that goal? And I got to surround myself with people that want to be that have a purpose greater than their problem. That's it.
I love
Purpose greater
that.
than their problem.
And it's even personalized.
Yes, one of my amazing systems person made it for me. And then it has my 3 nonprofits that I give to on the back. And my whole purpose is to teach more how to have more so that they can live more, give more, and then I can feed more, free more, and then provide more.
Everything more.
Everything more, right?
More.
We can do
Love
more.
it.
There is so much more that we can do. Well, Connie, we want to say welcome to you too. Good morning. Welcome to our morning show. How are you today?
Good morning. Good morning. I'm so excited to be here. Congratulations to you for your 7th summit today starts.
Yes.
Can you
Wow.
I can't believe we've done
Unbelievable.
7
Awesome.
summits.
Unbelievable.
And I
Courtney,
feel like every
congratulations
one
to
of
you.
them gets better and better
Yeah.
and better and better.
Yeah. So this is a great day. Courtney, congratulations for hitting the bestseller. And so there's just so much to be thankful for today. And that's what I love about the mornings.
Well, Connie, you were on our first virtual summit.
I know. I was on your first virtual. I was on your second Angel and Tina show. And so look at you now. Look at what has happened in this 5.5 months.
Crazy.
Right?
Unbelievable.
We went and had our 100th episode 2 weeks ago. We got syndicated. Everybody is stepping up their game. They're taking this time where they could have either been negative, like Courtney said,
Right.
or turned it into a positive situation.
Absolutely.
And all of us have turned it into that positive situation.
Yeah. And I think everyone was asking for it to a certain extent. I think we're all meant to be here. Didn't people say, gee, I wish I had more time and more time with my family. And I wish I had a little more quiet. And I wish I had some space. Bingo.
There you go.
Careful what you wish for.
Yeah.
And so, here we are.
And here we are. Well, good morning and welcome. I'm super glad you ladies are here. We do have some exciting news for Miss Courtney that we are announcing today. It's a very exciting day, and we just actually looked, and she's already hit a milestone today. So Courtney,
And she
tell us
didn't
what
even
today's
know
about.
it.
That is so amazing. Like
First, Courtney, let everybody know what you've
Yes.
been doing the last couple of weeks and what happened
my word.
today, a few minutes ago.
So we wrote a second book. Me and a friend of mine, Robert McFadden's been in network marketing for 20 plus years. And obviously my big, helping people understand that having some sort of home-based business is a huge mission and passion of mine. So I want to help people free up money. And I know the way to do that is through tax strategy. And by having a home-based business can free up $4,000 to $7,000 a year minimum for someone. And so I wanted to create a book that allow people to understand, like, what's your plan B? Like, let's focus on doing something different. It's not about going out and getting a second job or a second stream of income. It's about having some sort of home-based business, because it almost becomes a double whammy. So you can make more money, but you can also keep more of your money. And that's what it's all about. And so I wrote the book, What's Your Plan B? Why you would be brain dead not to own a home-based business. And today I was just informed by Angel and Tina that it hit the bestseller list on Amazon, or wherever. I'm just super excited about it.
Yay!
Well, I've been watching it, Courtney. We did a press release that the book was coming out last week. And so I just wanted to see where it was sitting when we did it. And then this morning coming on, today is the day that the book is available for sale on Amazon. You can look up Courtney Epps, What's Your Plan B? And it is already sitting on the bestseller list. So congratulations to you.
This is so awesome.
I'm going to pull it back up.
I love it.
But it's available today.
Courtney and I have
it's
a funny story on how we met, and it was a purely God ordained story.
Yes.
Kind of ran in the same circles, and we met at the Charlotte airport one morning in December, going to Las Vegas, and the flight got delayed again, like 5 times. And she and her whole family were there, and it was her and her, how many kids did you have? 6 or 7? 6 or 7 year kids.
Yeah, I'm 6.
Were there, and her husband went and took the kids and got something to eat, and she was there, and she was kind of looking around, and everybody had their stuff all lined up in a row, right? And I was like, oh, she needs to go to the bathroom. Yes. I could just see the face. You know, girls know. And I was like, do you need to go to the bathroom? She was like, yes. Oh my God, yes. And I was like, I can watch everything. She's like, are you sure? And I was like, yes. Just go. I'll watch everything, come back. So she went. And then I was like, can you watch my stuff? And so I did the same thing. End of the story. We, poor Courtney, she was speaking in like a couple of hours at the Eric Worre event. And she was like, I have to have my packets ready. I have to be there. We had a limo. We had all this stuff. And the plane still wasn't here. And so she ended up booking another flight just by herself. And she didn't want to do it because she was doing all this other stuff with the kids. It was like this big, huge ordeal. Like they were going to have a limo pick them up, and it was going to be a big ordeal for her and her family. And she ended up buying another airline ticket, and it was clear on the other side of Charlotte Airport. So her husband walked her over there. I was watching the kids, not that they needed to be watched, but I was watching the kids. And then they go, flight, whatever, we are about to board. And I was like, come back.
It's the craziest day. It was so stressful. Oh my gosh. It was nuts. And I ended up going back, and we made it. And, you know, I mean, I had like 15 minutes to spare. It was super crazy, but so grateful for Tina to be there, because I mean, I really wanted to be there with my kids. It was the first time ever that they actually got to experience me speaking. And it was so upsetting for me that they were not going to be able to ride in the limo, and they were not going to be able to get their red carpet, you know, event like I was going to get. So thankful that she was there, and we ran back, and I couldn't have done that day without her. Didn't even know who she was.
She had this box of paperwork for her talk, and we were trying to get that box to go with her to the other flight. And so they finally found the box, and it was about to go to the other flight. I'm like, no, bring it back. It was just a crazy event. I think we were there at the airport for about 6 hours, and they kept giving us different times and different flights and different this. And when we landed, we were both in Las Vegas airport. She comes running over to me.
Were you going to that same event, Tina?
No, I was going to the UWC event with you.
So you didn't know each other. You were strangers.
We had no idea who each other was.
But you were both
like, I'm speaking at an event. I'm like, oh yeah, what event? I'm speaking at an event this weekend too. And she was like, oh, the Eric Worre event. I'm like, oh wow, I know Eric.
That is so wild. You are the relationship builder. You are definitely the relationship builder, Tina. Because
yes.
But in the Las Vegas airport, she comes running over to me, and she was like, look, Tony Robbins just posted my video on his whatever.
I forgot about that. It's crazy, the things, you know, and that's the one thing, you know, and I think I've learned so much is that we set these crazy goals and expectations for ourselves and where we want to be. And when we hit them, we don't even pay attention to them because it's time to go another level. And when you're focused on impact, it's like, okay, well, that was great. You know, maybe that created more awareness. Maybe I'm going to feed more kids. I'm going to help more people. I'm going to, you know, change the world. But, you know, I've got to get this focus. I've got another goal. And so oftentimes I think we're so focused on, I need to focus on this goal. And when we get there, we're so disappointed because it's not about the goal. It's about who you become when you get there.
Yeah.
And it's just been totally amazing. So,
and that's just with you too. Yesterday you hit another milestone and you didn't even realize it.
I know.
What milestone was that?
So we hit, we realized that we hit a $2 million company. So I don't really track numbers unless it's to know how much we are feeding and freeing and providing water for every month. And so I had to track my numbers for the Tony event. And we're doing an optimization tool, and I had to have those numbers. And I'm like, oh my God, we hit $2 million in the last 12 months. I mean, it's crazy. We just hit $1 million January 31st. So, I mean,
hey, you had
we're
just
growing really, really fast.
Yeah, I remember you had just hit $1 million a few months before.
Yeah,
we had you on the show the first time.
So, Courtney, what's your next goal?
Well, whoa. So hold on, Tina. Let's celebrate.
Yes.
We celebrate. Yes. We did that in 6 months. she did that in 6 months.
Crazy, yeah.
And I mean, Angel, and we talk about this all the time, and Sharon Lecter talks about this on Assets Are Sexy, how it's hard to get to that 7 figures, but once you get there, it's easy to keep on going.
Yeah.
I need glitter. I need glitter. I need confetti.
We need the thing to pull up in the air. And
because this is, you are on a huge mission, Courtney, and we'll share some of these charities and your mission and how you're moving in that direction. But we will get burned out, right? We will lose focus. We'll lose purpose if we don't stop and celebrate these wins and allow the people around us who helped us to get to this space, because people want to be a part of something bigger. And so we've new press release, right? Now you were just hit a $2 million company helping, but you did it because of the help and the service that you are providing and doing in the world. I'm tickled for you. Now you can ask what's your next goal, Tina, but I just had to have a moment.
You did that in 6 months. In
16 million. 16 million in 12 months is our next goal. So I have a goal to hit 50,000 children a day, which will also allow us to free 2 children a day from sex trafficking, and we'll be able to free or provide safe drinking water for 298 people. That'll also allow clients will
elaborate on that just a little bit, Courtney. What does that mean, feeding 50,000? Because people are like, how many babies you got?
And no, so
she has about 63,000 babies. It's okay.
Yeah, exactly. So we started something called a social business 2 years ago, and it really is a way to connect your passion and your profits. And I started it because I wanted to start giving back, but I started giving back at that level because of the massive tax deductions around it. So if you give from a gross income level and it becomes a part of a model for you, then that actually giving becomes, instead of it being itemized deductions as a charitable contribution, and you get 96% of Americans getting no benefit from it, it becomes a part of your business expenses. It says as a cost of goods sold item. So it doesn't have to be for every dollar. It could be for every product, every service. It could be for every customer that you get, but you just have to develop a model, kind of like Tom's Shoes. And so that's called social business. It is combining your passion and your profits together. And so we started that 2 years ago, and the goal is that for every dollar that came in the door, we would provide whole food, plant-based nutrition to children in need through a nonprofit called Manna Relief, the only nonprofit in the world that provides non-synthetic products to children. That's very important. And so we've been able to now, provide 2.577 million servings of food to children in need. But when you look at that number, it seems like a lot, but I wanted to break it back down into daily. And so right now we are providing nourishment for about 8,800 children every day, of the month. But if you break that even further down to how many days a week we work, like we work 20 days a month, where it's over 10,000, but I want it, children they got to eat every day. So I want it to be for every 365 days, we're providing this nourishment to these children. So I made a goal last January, that I wanted to provide nourishment for 5,000 children every single day. And then I changed that goal in January to 5,500. Well, we've done that every day of the year for the last 12 months. We provided 5,579 servings of food to children in need. So my next goal is 50,000 a day, every single day. And we need to make 16 million in order to do that. Well, I compounded. And I'll just tell you, we give 16% off the top of every dollar we make. I bring home less than that as far as my profit. But I'm more committed. What drives me every day is the giving. So it doesn't drive me to do anything else but help people. And so I created that. And now we provide for every $25,000 that we bring in, we free a child from sex trafficking through Operation Underground Railroad. We also, on top of that, we provide safe drinking water for through a company called The Last Well, W-E-L-L. I know I say that wrong. As W-H-A-L-E, it is W-E-L-L. We're putting in water wells into Liberia right now, going into Guatemala next, but providing safe drinking water for for people. And so, that's now we do that for every $150 that comes in the door. And so many people don't understand or comprehend that every 6 seconds a child is dying of malnutrition. Every 30 seconds a child is going into sex trafficking. And just in the country of Liberia, 100 people a day are dying because they have no fresh water. And we could fix those problems. But how do we fix them? We connect them to our for-profit. What are we doing on a daily basis that we can help and then start giving back? And by giving back, what it does is it changes everything. It pushes you to go that next level. I don't need to make $2 million a year. I don't need to make $16 million a year. It's not even something I could fathom 6 months ago. It wasn't even, I needed to make $1 million. I need to make a massive impact. And so my goal is 50,000 children a day fed. I want to provide I want to free 2 children every single day of my life and in our company. And then I want to provide 300 people a day with fresh drinking water. And I could end, I just want you to understand this. In Liberia, 100 people a day are dying. There's 5.2 million people in that country, okay? And 100 people a day are dying. I could stop deaths in 3 countries. Wow. By going to that level. And so that becomes such a bigger part. So our staff is on board, our customers on board, they know what their impact is. So it's like, if I picked up the phone and called you, Angel, and I'm like, we did a tax strategy session and I could prepare your tax return for $600, but someone else could prepare it for $550. Okay. Then I show you how much value I add. But then on top of that, let's talk about the fact that you're going to feed 600 children. You're going to allow 4 people to have fresh drinking water for the next 15 years. And then you just made a dent in freeing a child from sex trafficking. And we're going to save you money. So, I mean, on average, we're finding $5,000 to $50,000 a year. So would you rather go over here or you want to come to me? Like, which one would you,
Yeah, right. It's a no-brainer. Like, yeah, you do. Right. And this is where that social impact, I remember years ago, Courtney, and some friends of ours in real estate, they were building wells for fresh water. Mm-hmm. And they had just, they started putting that somewhere. They just started putting it somewhere and realized that people want to be a part of something bigger. Like, you're making a big an impact, not just in this transaction, but in the world, and feeding and clothing and sheltering and shining your light and serving others. And Courtney, now think about this, and Tina, you'd say this, word of mouth marketing and referrals. So does anybody know, a person who does this? Now you have a story, right? Yes. Not just, hey, I've got a great tax person, a tax preparer, but everything that they are doing. She's feeding children. She's stopping sex trafficking. Like, she's doing good. They're like, I want to be a part of that.
And that's why you want to sell your why. People don't buy what you're doing. They buy.
We make an impact with our wallet, right? It's with our choices. Yes. We say that all the time. Who we're spending money with. It's not just the dollars that company is getting, but what are they doing with their dollars out in, and Courtney, so how long had you been in business before you decided to become this social impactful business?
So I have been an entrepreneur for 19 years. So first really big business, I've failed a couple times, but I had a large insurance agency and accounting firm, 3,500 clients, and I built that from the ground up in 3.5 years. And by the age of 29, I put it up for sale. The guy I sold it to stopped paying me. I lost everything. And I was $250,000 in debt and could not afford to file bankruptcy. And when I say I couldn't afford to file bankruptcy, I actually paid to file bankruptcy, and my attorney forced me to withdraw the bankruptcy because I could not afford the payment for the bankruptcy every month because I wanted to file a Chapter 11. So I didn't realize in this country you could actually not afford to file bankruptcy. So I had to voluntarily withdraw the bankruptcy. I paid for the bankruptcy, had to withdraw it. They're like, you can't afford $1,400 a month in the payments. And I'm like, but I'm paying $8,000 now. Like, can we fix that? I mean, so there was no way to go but up. And I had a non-compete for 5 years that would not have held up. I know that. But the problem is that in the insurance world and in the tax world, what happened, I lived in a small community, and every time I would go to work for someone, he would threaten to sue them. And in the state of South Carolina, you have to have an attorney if someone sues your company. So I was unemployable and I couldn't start over. And it wasn't tax season. Tax season had just ended. So I had no clue how I was going to make it. So I started, I actually, which is crazy, I got this last week. And why it symbolizes such for me is because I did some sales tax returns for someone, 4 years worth of sales tax returns for a cousin of mine. And she ended up showing me how to use a vinyl cutter. And I started making these and putting people's names on it and putting polka dots on it because I had no clue what I was going to do. But I had 6 children that I had to provide for. And I turned that into school logos. So that turned into a $250,000 fundraising company. We weren't making any money. Like you're making $20,000, $30,000 a year. I'm like, what's going on? But I was lost. I was broken. And then my parents got me involved in network marketing. I fell in love with it. I did really well in it. But
your parents got you involved?
Yeah, they paid for me to join. I couldn't afford to sign up. And I put about 900 people in that company. And, but what I was doing along the way was building back my tax practice. So I was always doing taxes, January through April, always. But I was constantly building my tax practice back up and with no money. Like I didn't have any money. And I remember in 2013, I wrote it down. I have it here somewhere beside me. But in 2013, I made $9,000 in accounting. $9,000 the whole year, $9,090. And so crazy. So I had to start over and I was scared. And I showed up to a Tony Robbins event, June of 2017. I literally, prior to that, I didn't get an email. I didn't have a logo. I didn't tell anybody I was an accountant. I told them I was a network marketer. And I would literally tell my clients, I'm like, look, I'm probably not going to be doing taxes anymore next year. So you're going to probably find another accountant, because I was self-sabotaging myself because I was so scared to fail. And so I realized at one event in 4 hours with Tony that I had massive limiting beliefs. I was undervaluing myself. So I was getting the wrong clients. I was choosing to be unhappy. I was depressed at a point. I had some stuff going on, severely depressed, and I couldn't get out of it. And I realized I was choosing that so I could choose to be happy. If I was choosing to be depressed, I realized how I could choose to be happy. And then, and I had massive limiting beliefs. I was scared to fail again. So I wouldn't attempt. So I was just kind of dabbling with it. And then I went all in June 2017. And it's been super crazy. Like our business has grown 30 times since then.
Wow.
And Tony actually called you out in the audience, right?
Tony has done 6 transformations with me. And I've spoken for him 4 times, excuse me. Yes. In the last year and a half, or actually, 2 years. So I showed up to a real event that Tony did, a business mastery event 2 years ago. And, I remember telling him that I was able to feed 97,000 servings at that point in time. So from April to August, we had hit 97,000 servings. And then, and we're at 2.57 million today, which is crazy. So, I'm an international speaker and I have a book. Like I wrote a book 3 weeks after Business Mastery. That was my first book. And then 3 months later, I became an international speaker. But it was just, I said I was going to do it. Like, I had this such desire that I wanted to make such a massive impact because I knew I could help people free up money. Like that was my superpower. And in that event, June 2017, I had made all of these stupid mistakes and I cultivated a fractional CFO service. I wasn't doing it before, but I'm like, oh man, like Tony, all he's doing is teaching people how not to make stupid mistakes. So I could teach people how to take the road less stupid. And because I failed in business, because I did all these stupid things, I'm actually more beneficial to people. And so then the day after I walked out of that Tony event, I had a couple of appointments and I got $6,000 a month in CFO clients. And I wasn't even a CFO the day before. It's crazy. I'm like, yep, I can help you take the road less stupid. Like I can take my contacts, what I did wrong, what I did right, and I can help you have a better life. And we can condense time. And that's exactly what I was able to do. And, I feel like in the last year, we've accomplished stuff that most people couldn't dream of in their lifetime. And it's only because I took information from people who were smarter than me, like you, Angel, like you know, Taylor told me you did press releases. I'm like, maybe I should do that. Like, I maybe should actually attempt to market and advertise instead of just running my mouth, because that's how I started doing interviews. I just want to talk to people. Like, and nobody's coming to my office, and nobody let me go to events because of COVID. So I guess I'll just talk to people on Facebook.
I guess
And
so.
so I told
I guess so, right?
I'm like, I'm
And
ready.
the best thing about it is too, is that now that I know her, now I see people using her advice, because people would say, what do you guys think about this? Courtney Epps says to hire your children and you can do this. Like, I see that everywhere. Courtney Epps says to do this. Courtney Epps says to do that. And I'm like, look at that girl rocking and rolling.
She's definitely making a big impact and a huge impression. Well, tell us where we can find your book today, Courtney.
So I have a Bitly, or you can buy it on Amazon. I don't care either way. I could send the Bitly out if you want, but I think it's just a Bitly / what's your plan B. But you tell them wherever they need to go, Angel, to make me more, to get more awareness. I mean, because that's the goal of that book was, you know, I wanted to create such massive awareness for people. And so it really doesn't matter. I think it's very important for me to be on the Amazon bestseller list. And so maybe we can make that happen.
Honey, Courtney, now you can say, I'm a #1 best-selling author on Amazon.
Well, hold on. PR girl here, right?
Oh,
we
sorry.
have to have the facts. So she is a best-selling author. Right now it is.
Okay, not #1.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yes.
not yet. But as we watch it throughout the day, today is the day it is coming out. It's
Courtney, you need to have one of your staff members just have Amazon just refreshing all day, and watch it. And you're gonna watch it go all the way
up. You will watch it go all the way up. It's
all the way up. That's the song.
Go all the way up, just like Drake says, right?
Yes.
All right. Well, we want to find out all the exciting stuff that's going on in Miss Connie's life as well, because you had a brick and mortar Pilates studio, right? Where they have to come to you to work out, right? To use the equipment, to have this training, very much in-person business. And when COVID hit, you shifted, and you shifted so fast, Connie. You were on it. You're like one of those business first responders. You didn't wait around and try to figure it out. Tell a little bit about what you've been working on the last couple of months.
First, I have to say I just ordered Courtney's book. So
Thank you.
One more step up the ladder.
Courtney, I'm gonna order your book, but we need to meet halfway because I need an autograph.
Okay, you got it.
But so I just knew that my responsibility was to my clients. That was my first thought. What are my clients going to do? Everything was shut down. People were flipped out. And I said, you know what, I'm going to do what I do best. And that is sending people daily workouts, inspiration, and meditation. And so I started shooting that on my phone every day. And then within 10 days, I had classes, virtual Pilates studio. And so I've just become virtual. And I got to tell you, I love it. And about a month ago, we were allowed to open. And so I said, okay, you know, I'm going to open and nobody wants to do classes. And before that, people said, hey, you're still going to do these classes, aren't you? And I said, oh, yeah, sure. Of course, if people want to. And I expected people to come back in. No one wanted to come back in. Maybe a few people, you know, you have to have masks and you have to have gloves. And most of my clientele is older, and people were like, yeah, no.
You do Pilates with gloves and mask on.
Because it's like I teach that way all day long. It's like, who cares? It's gloves and a mask. If that's what we have to do to move forward, that's what you do. You put on gloves and masks. I mean, whatever you need to do. But I just found that people really like to work out at home. And so because of that, I hit record from day one. And I have over 75 videos. I have 256 pieces of content on my website, which my new membership site called Absolutely Grounded, because I'm a gardener and I do Pilates. And what else do we want than to be grounded both to ourselves and grounded to the earth? And I was inspired. And I'm telling you, for me, it has kept me focused. My clients have kept me focused. You know, we have a little group and it keeps growing and they challenge each other. Like they throw out challenges. Hey, today for everybody. And so they have connection, they have conversation, and we might have to be socially distant, but you don't have to be emotionally distant, right?
I love it.
And that's what we're longing for. That's what people, I mean, right? At first, you know, we got the little bit, okay, so this is like a month, a couple weeks. People kept saying, well, we'll see you in a couple weeks. And I knew from the beginning, honestly, this is a long time. This is a long time coming. So, you know, it has fed me personally, but I have been so jazzed. I mean, I have lights, I have a new camera, I am playing with this stuff. I've got mics, I've got,
Like
you
a
know,
beautiful garden in the background.
I got my beautiful in the background.
I love it.
And so it's really been inspiring for me.
I love
Well,
it. And
you
she
have been
also has a
inspiring.
Monday night motivational meditation.
Oh,
And
wow.
I was so privileged to, I was supposed to be on there last night, but so privileged on there last week to be on there. And it's such an amazing experience. You're in your own room, you're in your own bed, you're laying down and you're just listening to the meditation, and it helps you so much. She's one of my people that have been helping me with my shoulder.
Right, but she sends out a text every morning to remind you and to put
That's
you
awesome.
in that frame of mind and to keep you accountable and to keep you moving forward. And Connie, I think you've just been a shining light. Just, you know, both you and Courtney just shifting, being on that front edge of just innovating the way that you're serving your clients, innovating in the way that you're serving the world, and playing in such a big space that I think anybody, you're just such an inspiration. We want to say we are the bright start to your day, but I am just so inspired by what both of you, like, how do we level up, take care of what's going on here?
This girl made $1 million in $1 million in 6 months. This girl took her complete work, a brick and mortar business, and turned it into a virtual online business, and has probably tripled her money.
That's crazy.
It's amazing what people can do when they're put in the right predicament, right?
Right. And I'm going to tell something else. I think for all of us, if you think about it, it's the silence. In the silence is where we find our strength. And that's why I love teaching Monday night meditation and getting people to, you know, most people have a story in their head, right? I can't do this. I'm too fat. I'm too old. I can't meditate. I can't make money. I don't know what she's talking about, blah, blah, blah. So that's a story that we tell ourselves. How can we shift that? How can we just tell a different story? Because when you tell a different story, bingo, you get a different result.
That's right.
And if we realize that our beliefs are just story we've told ourselves over and over and over again, in the next moment, you can shift to a different story. And that's what makes a huge difference for everybody, no matter who they are, no matter what they're encountering. Chronic pain, no money, no job, no prospects. It's like, it's a shift. Yes. It's a shift. Can you see things differently?
And you're helping them change their state, because I mean, that's one of the things that in order to get people to actually go into action and have a strategy to change their life. You know, I mean, so many people focus on, how do I lose weight? How do I do this? Well, it's I want to lose weight. I'm committed to losing weight. And the how comes along afterwards. So you have to first get into a state, change the state of your mind, and then you change that story. Because I mean, literally changing the state will change your story, and then you develop a strategy on how you're going to get there. But that has to be first. I mean, and you know, it's crazy that you brought that up, because we talked about that so much. It's about, there's this story you have in your head. And my story, I think, was that I was always going to have enough, but I was never going to have like more than enough. Right. And so, you know, you keep telling yourself that, well, guess what? You lose money and then something happens and you always just have enough. But what if we change the story to, we are going to have an abundant life? Like, I totally believe in meditation. I think what you're doing is amazing. One of the things I implemented this morning, which I wouldn't be able to do it if it was virtual, was dancing. Like, I cut on the music at 8:30. I told the staff, like, you don't have to be here, but every morning at 8:30, we're going to have music. We're going to have dancing. We're going to have a good time, and we're going to have a workout. so you can be a part of it. So they'll change their state. They'll change their state. They'll change their story, and then they will figure out the strategies to have a better life.
I'm gonna come work for her in her office. We can
Oh my
dance and have
gosh.
a good time, and it's all positivity. That's right up my alley.
Oh God, it's not all positivity. That's why it's so stressful that it has to it at least has to start there every morning. And what you're doing, Connie, I mean, it's truly amazing. So many people, because I feel like I'm a counselor when people call me, because they want to tell me everything wrong in their life, everything right in their life, and it's amazing. But you know, one of the things is it's always money. Like, it's funny how people say money isn't everything. Yes, it is. Because if you don't have it, your life sucks.
It's everything.
It is.
Money is right up there with oxygen. Everybody needs it.
Exactly. But there's so many people that's been able to shift, and just me having those conversations, like, you've got to think about what you can do. Like, who cares what you can't do? And I'm so like what you're doing, that's amazing. Like, you know, just hitting the record button, recording everything. Now you can develop an online course that costs you nothing to create, and you're not paying somebody to come in and video it, and it feel like it's not like authentic. I love it. I'm so proud of you. That's amazing.
Thank you.
All right. So how do we sign up for because I know you do the text, I know you've got classes, it's all online. So she's serving the world right now.
Love it.
That's it. One body at a time. So text the word self-care to 26786. And that puts you to get my daily inspiration and workouts and stuff like that. And from there, you can go into my classes. And then from there, my Absolutely Grounded will be up and active September 15th. And I'm doing a virtual party because of you, Angel, because of your fabulous class that I took, and making you realize that you need to celebrate everything. So Courtney, it's so true. It's Angel really said, what do you do to celebrate? And I was like, I don't know. Well, I do dance parties, and you do it anyway, but what do you do to celebrate? And it's true. I think we have to acknowledge and not just check off goal, next goal, check off, but what are we going to do? How are we going to serve ourselves and love on ourselves even more? So,
okay. So I'm writing it down. I've got to make sure I got the date.
Self-care to 26786.
26786.
Okay, so ladies, I need to take a quick commercial break and recognize our sponsors who are responsible and taking care of getting this show out to even more people. Of course, our guests, we couldn't do the show without our fabulous guests, and Courtney and Connie. I'm just so inspired this morning. But our show is also brought to you by Bliss by the Lake Boutique, our clothing sponsor. You can find them on social media, follow them, and make sure that you check out some of their adorable clothes. She ships all over the country, and she does these live fashion shows and trunk shows. So Bliss by the Lake Boutique. Also, the Zandra TV network, we are streamed live on multiple digital streaming channels. So if you are watching on any of your smart TVs, you can find the Angel and Tina Morning Show. And how about having your own show? They're the premier awarding network where small business entrepreneurs can tell their story on local, national, and global television. Schedule your discovery call by visiting the website beonztv.com. That's beonztv.com to start your global marketing experience today. And if you're just feeling a little overwhelmed, right? It's in the morning, you got so much on your to-do list. Well, here's my answer for you. Don't do it. Hire it out. Hire a virtual assistant with Sonic VA so you can focus on what you do best and hire out for all the rest. Visit sonicva.com, SONICVA.com to hire your first virtual assistant, or 3 or 4 or a dozen or 20, however many. Get it off of your to-do list and get a 10% discount on your first 40 hours of service when you mention the Angel and Tina Morning Show. So those are our sponsors. That's our little glow of the sponsor glow. We do have our 7th Connect Summit happening today.
In about an hour.
Is it in an hour? Because I
was
kept
like,
saying that for the Assets Are Sexy last Friday.
It starts at 1 p.m. Eastern. So it's 11:45 here. It's 9:45 where you are. It starts in about an hour.
Okay, fabulous. Fabulous. So
She's
go
like,
and register.
So
for the
Angel has
Connect
been
Summit.
having a little time zone issue.
You know how everybody has like their little thing that it's just a little bit of a challenge? Like you're a really smart, powerful go-getter, but there's like something that trips you up. It's time zones for me. It's, you know, and so I have to rely on the technology. And when I let my head get in the way, you know, I really mess it up. Okay. Do you have like a thing that
And
like
you
trips
really
up?
messed it up on Friday. You were like, it starts in an
all
hour. And you're like, calls me and you're like, it doesn't even start an hour. Tina, I was like rushing around like my chicken with the head cut off.
I was rushing. I was 2 hours ahead because I put it in my calendar the whole wrong time. So
But
then
you
I had
had it in your calendar, right? And
I
then you
did.
self-doubted.
I
And
did.
you're like, no. This
But
can't be right.
it gave me a little meditation moment that because I had rushed to get there and then realized I was 2 hours ahead of time, I was able to calm down and relax and take a moment. And Courtney, do you have a thing that like is your thing? You're like, okay, I just can't seem to get this thing ever figured out.
Anything that doesn't involve like running my mouth and speaking, like doing the day-to-day stuff. Like I only do two things in my office anymore. I do tax strategy sessions and I review tax returns.
Okay.
And so like, it's just this, like, I don't want to review tax returns, but I know that has to be done. But I'll tell you one thing that really gets me is I have a personal assistant who will literally walk up to me with her watch and she'll stare at me until I do my appointment. And I do not like people telling me what to do. That's why I'm a business owner. And so her job is to force me to do my appointments.
Do the appointments.
And man, I'm telling you what, that just gets me. It just eats me up. Like, you have an appointment in now. And I'm like, but I'm going to do what I want to do. It's just like one of those things. Like, I'm going to be 2 minutes late. You tell them I'm late.
You tell them I'm like, how about you, Miss Connie? Is there like something that like trips you up?
My keys. I'm always looking for my keys. My husband's like, I'm like, I don't know my keys. He said, you just put them right there in your purse. I don't know. That's one of my things. I always has been like, where's my keys? Where's my keys?
How about you, Tina? What's your thing?
I'm geographically challenged.
Are you?
Yeah. So somebody was like, go north on whatever. I'm like, do I go left or right? When I go north,
Right.
I don't know where north is. Do I go left or right?
Straight or left?
I have a little GPS thing in my car. It tells me to go left or right. Don't tell me to go north or south. I don't know that.
I moved here 6 years ago and I still use GPS to get around Greenville as if there are some places I know where to go, but I still use the GPS. I don't know north or south, east or west. I know straight, I know left, I know right. Don't tell me anything else.
In Colorado,
and if right off of Woodruff in Greenville, you should know that everything is off of Woodruff Road, right?
well, in Colorado,
GPS.
we have the mountain range. So we are very geographic. Like it is so easy to navigate Denver and because the mountains are on the west, right? And so you can always get your bearings.
That.
Right? You can always get your bearings in Colorado. Oh, well. Okay, so Miss Courtney, Amazon updates their bestseller ranks, their algorithm every hour. So, just once an hour, go and do a little refresh on Amazon and watch and see how your book Plan B rises up.
Get your personal assistant on it. So then that way she's not telling you.
How do you do it? Like, what do? You just go to
Amazon, pull up your book.
I'll walk you through it. I'll walk you through it.
Yeah, yes. It's easy.
Yeah, it is. It is once you know it, and it's very exciting. And here's the thing, because Amazon isn't going to tell you, oh, by the way, your book's a hot new release. Right? Your book's a hot bestseller, or just landed on the bestseller list. But when I watched it, the day we put your press release out, you've gone up like 300 points or ranking since the day we put your press release out. And today is the day that you can finally purchase the book and it's being released. So I'm super excited for you, Miss Courtney. And then Connie, I just think that right now people are so trying to be so much more mindful about their health and wellness, or their health. Yeah, and wellness. I said that right. Did I say that right?
Yes.
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 So texting self-care to 26786, self-care to 26786. We have just a few minutes left up in the show. Courtney, final things you want to share today before we end up the show?
The only thing I'd love to share is, find something that you're passionate about and go share that with people. Yeah, one of the things, a lot of what I do is helping people understand the tax benefits of being a business owner, and why they would be brain dead not to own some sort of home-based business. And, I feel like if I'm not sharing that information, like I'm hurting someone. So, I love, if anybody wants more tax advice, I've got a really great YouTube channel, OTB Tax, which is the name of my company. Go there. There's tons of videos. There's tons of information to help you just understand the tax benefits, tax deductions, tax structures, why you need to be, what the two tax systems are in our country, one created for rich and one created for poor. So go there and check that out.
It's
And
OTB.
I appreciate you guys.
It's otbtax.com, correct?
No, if you'll go to YouTube, there's tons of video content. Yes, my website is otbtax.com,
Okay.
but there's tons of content on YouTube, just free stuff that I've created over time. How to hire your kids, how to put your kids on payroll, everything that you need. Really to understand tax benefits and tax deductions and structures and all that is there.
All right. Well, I'm going to subscribe to your channel.
Okay. Awesome.
OTB Tax, and we'll watch that.
And everybody is commenting on your amazing accent. And so if you haven't heard, she has a very country accent, but she is from Greenville, South Carolina.
Yes. I'm actually from a really small town called Aner, South Carolina. It's close to Myrtle Beach, but it's about 600 people. But nobody talks like me there.
Well, $5.99 now that you're in Greenville.
That's right. That's right.
All right, Miss Connie, what would you like to share today?
In any moment, you have a chance to reboot, renew, and rewind your life. So just know, if you don't like where you are, start to love your body, start to love your circumstances, and your circumstances will change.
I love it.
Mic drop.
So awesome.
Right? You two are just a wealth of inspiration today. Really, truly, both of you, on what we're doing. I love the combination of what you two brought to our show today.
Congratulations,
so thank you.
Courtney. I'm so proud of you. Who would have known?
Right?
Thank you.
Well, my name's Angel Tuccy. I am the co-host of the Angel and Tina Morning Show. Of course, when we thought, we had no idea. Connie, you were far more visionary than I. I thought this was all going to be temporary for just a few weeks. So when we kicked off the Connect Summit, I thought we'd do a few of them. We thought the third or fourth one we'd finally be able to do live. And of course, we're still virtual with number 7, which is this afternoon. And so go and register Connect Virtual Summit. We're on Eventbrite. We'll post the link in the comments. We are taking some extra security precautions in today. Zoom is also increasing their security measures on just keeping our public events safer. And so if you don't have, one of the things is you have to register and log in, right? You have to have the same email address on Eventbrite and Zoom. They have to play nice together. So give yourself a couple minutes. If you're doing anybody else's Zooms, if you're logging into anything Zoom today or in the future, just know they've taken a lot of new security measures. So give yourselves a few extra minutes to make sure that you're logged in and you're matching up with your email addresses. And that's across the board. Zoom is getting safer across the board for everybody. And so super excited about that. And if you've got news, put out a press release. I mean, Courtney has this book come out. She's doing these amazing things. She's hitting these amazing milestones. Connie, the same thing. She's launching an event. You guys have news. You're putting out these stories out into the world and you're sharing that on social media, but don't stop there. Create some publicity, create some PR and some momentum and even more exposure, all from the comfort of your own home. And so you can get started with your complimentary media guide at makeyourbigimpact.com. That's my website, makeyourbigImpact.com. imt.com, and we'll get you set up with a subscription to Press Release month after month to create that momentum and create that exposure and that stop the scroll social media content. And when people Google you, they don't just see your stuff, they see all the other platforms that you're being featured on. And so these are exciting times. I know you guys, I know our audience, you guys aren't just sitting around eating bonbons and Netflix binging, right? Not all the time, maybe on a Corona coaster day when it's down, right? But a lot of times you guys are out there making this huge impact in the world. So download your starter kit at makeyourbigimpact.com.
And today is the Connect Summit. Connect Summit 7 starts in 1 hour. Make sure you guys register. We have some amazing speakers: Steve Schultz, Vanessa Hunter, Taylor Thompson, Machine Network, myself included. I am Tina Torres, your client retention expert, also known as a gratitude specialist. And if you're struggling with building your audience, finding the right clients, or even retaining those clients, I have a complimentary guide that will help you grow your audience organically online, connect and nurture those relationships authentically, and then take those relationships and turn them into paying clients. And you can grab that guide when you text the word connection to 26786. That is connection to 26786. Thank you guys all for watching and being our loyal fans. We are Angel and Tina on the Angel and Tina Morning Show, where we come to you live every weekday morning. Be in the bright start to your day. We will see you guys tomorrow. Make sure you register for the summit today. 1 hour starts all the way till 7 p.m. tonight. We will see you guys there, and we will see you guys tomorrow. Have a good day, guys.
Bye.
Thank you.